So hang around, Sam.
We're here.
Yeah.
Stick with me.
Don't go anywhere.
You can call me Sam. I'll help you.
All right. Peter, kick this baby off.
Great now. Hey, everybody. How you doing out there? Nexus Ecosystem AMA. It is 11/15/2022. Wow. Has this year gone by quickly, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to start out with where we usually do. Guess what, guys? The bear market is still here, right? So that means a little indigestion, but a lot of opportunity, right? We have more time, more opportunity to find great projects, great founders, real utility, real value, in order to get ourselves in a great position that when the world realizes, just like they did during the dot-com days, right? You had the dot-com boom, you had the bust. The crypto or the internet never went anywhere. Even during the bust times, it continued to move forward, continued to build more usability, more functionality, more value to the people, right? Billions of people that use it today. And because of that, it's more valuable today than it ever was at its peak during the boom time, right? What was considered the boom time. So the boom time was nothing. As a matter of fact, the boom time is not even a rounding error in where the internet and what has come off of it today, right? The value of Amazon is probably almost as great as, who knows, 50, 60, 70% of the dot-com companies at that time, maybe 20, 30%, one company. So, you know, it's the people that are able to see not the hype, not the green candles, not the red candles, but what long-term potential does the technology have? I got to tell you, there are people that got rich after the bust. And this is the reason why. When everybody else was leaving it, they said, so there's a gentleman out there that wrote a script to grab all the abandoned web addresses that after the dot-com bust, because there were people that were just registering any name out there. And then the bust came and they wrote a script, and all of the names that they abandoned. And it's kind of in my memory. It's a few years ago when I looked at this. I believe he sold that portfolio for like $800 or $900 million, like 8 or 10 years ago. So the stuff that everybody else let go, he started doing what's called parking addresses. So when you went there, it would have advertising and marketing. So he took those addresses. He said, I can generate now money with them along the way and eventually own lots of different addresses. That's from something that everybody else was willing to walk away from. But instead of walking away, he said, wait a minute, this internet thing is here to stay. In 11/15/2022, Peter's going to be having a Zoom call. It's going to have 25 people on the Zoom, 20, 30 people watching live on YouTube. It's going to go out to hundreds of people. He's doing it from his office. He's got Dawn on, who's in another state. You got Jan on in another state. You got Rhonda on in different time zone, different states. And it's just like he has his own broadcasting studio in his own house, right? That's what they saw, and that's what came true. The same exact thing is going to happen in blockchain. It is inevitable, guys, that blockchain solves issues that are plaguing society today. That blockchain, Web 3.0, because you're going to start hearing that all the places, and Web 3.0 is essentially this. It's blockchain, it's cryptocurrency, it's NFTs, it's metaverse, it's data storage, decentralized data storage. It is DeFi. I just saw a thing today where Radix, which is a project, talking about that DeFi alone in the next 5 to 7 years could be a $400 trillion a year marketplace. Just that one aspect of it, DeFi, which is a part of Web 3.0. Guys, the entire crypto market today, which encompasses all of DeFi, all of play to earn, all of the the entire crypto industry right now is only about $1 trillion. And they're talking about DeFi alone being 400 trillion, the metaverse being 8 to 13 trillion, NFTs being trillions. When you put this together, this is why we say this is the largest economic opportunity of our lifetimes. And here's the most beautiful part about it. The opportunity of the web was there, but it was there for VCs, accredited investors, friends and family of the people who started the company. And then eventually those companies would do an IPO. And if you got in early on the IPO, because maybe you were with the right brokerage firm or whatever else, then you could prosper. This is a new time and a new age. With decentralization, with the way this is going, with being able to go on a decentralized exchange and buy tokens early, we the people get to participate. And the reason why is we've been saying it for the longest time, community is commerce. Finally, we have the opportunity to band together, Nexus Ecosystem, and a community of people that are committed, not, okay, guys, we're not committed to hitting the jackpot at the slot machine, okay? That's not the commitment. The commitment is to find teams of people that are willing to work 6, 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, create great technology, do it through DAOs, do and follow the pathway of decentralization with some type of an organization that brings a little centralization, so a managed DAO type of situation, and support those people. Support them when the candles are green and support them when the candles are red. Support them in a bear market and support them in a bull market. Why? Because they're building technology that solves problems that will be the Zoom of 10 years from now. That will be the Google of 10 years from now, the Amazon of 5 years from now. So the reason why VCs got super wealthy during the dot-com days, guys, is because they didn't support companies for 15 minutes. They supported them for years. A VC takes 8 to 10 years to exit a project. They get behind it and they stay behind it. They don't just get behind it for a day and say, hey, we bought in yesterday, we got to get out by tomorrow. Come on, let's do it. And now let's talk about FTX. Why did FTX fail? Lots of reasons. First of all, a bunch of 20-something-year-olds living the high life, donating money when they didn't have it to donate, doing charity stuff that wasn't, putting their names on buildings. It's so exciting. I mean, I'm sure the people that had FTT coin and were a part of FTX, the people that just lost their money, they were celebrating. Oh my goodness, FTX's name is on a stadium. Look at it. It's so beautiful. I was watching a game and look, it was on the floor, FTX Stadium. How are you liking it now? I bet you they're not excited about having their name on a stadium now. Why? Because it's not there anymore, because they're taking it down, because it was the money that was the depositors that was going to fund this stuff. We need to look at the people that are running the projects and the things that we're doing. It's always been crazy to me. So in my lifetime as an entrepreneur, I've raised money and done things. Here very conservative, not a fancy lifestyle. I love my lifestyle, right? I'm not complaining at all. I don't want it to be any fancier than it is, right? I do it because this is what I like. But here's the goal. I watch two people that are raising money. One stays in inexpensive hotels, very conservative, takes as little as possible out of their company to run it. The other one is Johnny, the flashy one. He drives a Mercedes. He lives in a big 6,000 square foot house. He plays golf every weekend, buys $27 drinks at the bar, takes a huge salary. Two people raising money. And for some reason, the people pour money into this guy and they won't do it with this guy right here, right? This is the problem with FTX, guys. It looks shiny and pretty on the outside, right? But when you build a house of cards could be beautiful on the outside, but the inside and the foundation is weak. It's all show. We've got to start looking at the steak and not the sizzle. What is the meat? What is the team? Who is behind the project? Does that mean it's always going to succeed? No, you can have the best team, best idea and everything else. And for some reason, things go wrong and it doesn't succeed. But at least you want the best chance of success. And by doing that, that means find a team that's going to stick. Continue to support those teams. You want to make a 50, 100x, 200x in a token, then strap in and stay there for the long run with the right team, the right utility, and the right side of things. That's what it takes to build long-term. It's not a 5-minute thing. The people that made it in Bitcoin held on to Bitcoin for a long time. A matter of fact, there's a lot of really sad people out there, and I talk to them all the time. Oh, yeah, I bought Bitcoin at 10 bucks, but I sold it all at 80. And then I didn't pay attention. I woke up one day and found out it was at $8,000, right? And they didn't buy 10. They bought thousands of tokens, right? They had 1,000 or 2,000, literally at a retirement amount of Bitcoin, but they sold it too early. Think about the people who owned CryptoPunks that bought them for 11 cents. Had somebody buy them from for like 80 bucks and they're like, oh my God, I made, 8,000 times my money. Wow, this is fantastic. Only to find out that somebody who had the foresight and held on to it until NFTs grasped the first time around, and I'm going to say first time around, we're going to get to why I'm saying this. The first time around, which took several years from when they were made, then ended up selling it for 12 or 14 million dollars. Buying something for 11 cents and selling it for $300 or $400, that's a pretty good freaking thing. And it's like, wow, my 11 cents, which can't even buy a postage stamp now, can buy dinner, a movie, and maybe a couple of tanks of, well, maybe one tank of gas nowadays. But okay, so I digress away from that side of things. But think about that from selling that same NFT and being able to buy a home, pay off all your debts, put money in an annuity, and make a $500,000 a year for the rest of your life, right? That's a huge difference. But the person who bought it and held on to it had the vision and they believed in NFTs and they said, I think this is going somewhere, and they held through that process. Same thing with Ethereum. I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but 2 years ago, not when Ethereum started 6 years ago, I think it was a little over 6 years ago, I guess, right? Almost 7 years ago. Just 2 years ago, I believe it was like 85, 90 bucks. It was very low. You could have bought as much Ethereum as you wanted to. After 2017, that sucker went down, 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 went to 4,000. It's right now at 1,400. But where's it going to go from there? I just saw a report that talked about Ethereum because of its structure, everything else. It's making improvements slower than we would want, right? Gas prices are down now that they've done the merge to 2.0. They're burning tokens, right? So instead of before it was an inflationary token, they were printing, more and more, and now it's deflationary, right? Now its supply is lowering off of every transaction, right? So the community is benefiting from every transaction that takes place by bringing that down. I just saw one that just said that Ethereum could alone, which right now in a few $100 billion, could be a $20 trillion value just in Ethereum alone. Do you guys understand that's 100x on Ethereum right now from where it's at right now, if that takes place? Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying these are the predictions, and they're based. These are not people that are just, hey, let me pick a random out of it. They're looking at. So Raoul Pal talked about crypto by 2030 being a $250 to $300 trillion opportunity. Okay, all of crypto. I just talked about Radix at 400 trillion just for DeFi, but let's say all of crypto, 250 to $300 trillion. Okay, what does that mean? 300x from where we're at right now, right? In the whole, and that's not that far away. It's 8 years away. I got to tell you guys, this year went by so fast. I literally swear I was just opening up Christmas presents last week, right? And I know I was just spending money on them the week before that, right? It's like 2 weeks ago, I just shopped. Now I got to go shopping again and buy more Christmas presents, right? Time has this ability to just keep going and keep just happening. And we need to get, as a community, Nexus community, I'm not telling you what you got to do. I'm saying as a Nexus community, we need to build a community of long-term people who have the thought process. I'm going to go back. I'll throw myself under the bus. When we looked at Otherverse, it was right at the beginning of the year, right? I think it was actually the end of last year, right? We started looking at it. I didn't know we were going to be in a 1-year bear market. I figured Otherverse's token would be out there already. It'd be rocking and rolling, right? We'd be doing well. We're a year into it right now. We're still spending money on a monthly basis to provide services to help continue to support Otherverse. We're not bailing on it. Why are we not bailing at it? Because every time I get on a call, we were on one today, guys, and then one a few days ago. If you had the opportunity, and some of you have listened to Brian talk on calls, right? I know one thing for sure, okay? Now, of course, you know, I don't have a crystal ball or anything, but from my knowledge of business, of being able to look down the road and see a future, right? And so it's fairly educated, okay? Otherverse is going to be a leader, if not the leader in the metaverse. What is that worth time-wise? When I first looked at it, I thought it was a 3 to 4 month project, and we would be then set. We'd be set ourselves up. We'd be on the next phase of it. We'd be moving forward. We're a year now into it, and we still probably have at least 4 to 5 more months of putting effort and time into it. But why are we still doing it every single day? Why are we still pushing forward? Because the opportunity is so big that we didn't say when we started it, hey, let's take on Otherverse. And me and Don didn't say, hey, Don, what do you think? We give it 42 days. Okay, 42 days, perfect. All right, Don, it's day 43. It hasn't happened. Frick, we're out of here, guys. Go do it yourself, right? Just go. We're done. We gave it 42 days. We gave it our best shot. You know, we're out of here. We're done. No, when you make a commitment, you stick with that commitment, and you continue to drive forward. This is what we need to find, guys, in the crypto space. The crypto space is filled with people that will put effort and energy in, and as soon as it's not working, they run off and go somewhere else. The landscape is littered with abandoned projects. Teams that just said, well, that one didn't work. Let me go start another one, because God knows everybody will just follow and throw money at us, right? So let's just start another one and another and another. I think if anything else, this team and the community, the basic community we have, we've proven that we'll stick with it. Now, do we have 6,000 dedicated people that I would be like, man, I count on any of them to do whatever it takes to be? No. We've got probably 300-400 people. 28 of them are on the Zoom, and whatever's on YouTube. How many are on YouTube right now, guys?
18.
We got 18 on YouTube, 28 on here, and then a few hundred people will watch this in replay, right? That's the base of people that look at it. And the only reason why they don't get in a project, either it doesn't fit with them as far as their belief system, or they just don't have the funding to do it. But they still show up, they still share, they still push, they still drive. It's why we are one of the most effective teams out there. Guys, I'm telling you what, people are lining up to work with the Nexus team and what we've built, because they go, it's really simple. So we get involved in a project now, and what they say is this: as soon as we get involved, it's like, okay, the person leading it goes, okay, what should we do? I don't know. What does Peter and the team want to do? Well, we think we should do this. That's what we're doing. And Jan and Don, am I exaggerating here? Rhonda, am I exaggerating at all?
Absolutely not.
Not at all.
None.
Nope.
Because I'll tell you guys, this team gets it done. And if you're going to put effort and energy and time, and you're going to believe that somebody could set up the future for when a bull market comes back, We're creating a really cool. So for all the people, and Dawn, I don't know if she had covered it yet on the NFTs. No, she didn't, but we will. We're going to cover the NFTs from the event in the last Christmas one. But what we've decided to do is anybody that has an event NFT coming and a Christmas one, we're designing a new NFT that we're going to also give you for free as for this coming holiday Christmas season, right? It's going to be incredible what we're going to create there, right? So it's going to be the coolest thing in the world. We're going to get that to you guys. And Dawn's going to explain to you, because we said we would get it last week, but Dawn was not feeling well, so she wasn't there. So now I said I'd get it. We get it this week. We are going to get you the update on when you should receive those, and they're going to be cooler than we ever thought they would for that delay. And we said, hey, let's create another new one that I think it should go viral once it's done, right? Once the artwork is done, and who knows what it could be, you know, the value that it could create at some time. The key is this, guys. We really need to be, right now, most people evaluate their projects by if it's going up or down. Good projects are going up, bad projects are going down. That is not the case. It's not. I got to tell you this, guys. Bad people pump bad projects to make you think they're good projects, so you put your money in so they can pull all their money out and run off with it. It's that simple. You have to look at why there are green candles. What is the project doing? And there are phenomenal projects that are going to change the world in the blockchain cryptocurrency space. Just like we're sitting there in 96, 97, 98, and people starting companies like Priceline and Amazon and just all these incredible companies that had so much impact. And you looked at it and you said, well, Barnes and Noble is the biggest in books. This is the biggest in travel. This is the biggest retailer in the world. This is the biggest this is the biggest that. There were already players in place. But because of the way the market works, new innovators, even though the other people had all the resources, all the money, everything else, other people came in and created a whole new set of companies, a whole new set, a whole new thought process. And there's a lot of companies that were in the top 500 companies 25 years ago that are nowhere near there, right? And there's a bunch of new companies that have taken their place. It's about to happen in blockchain. We just have to have the vision, and we have to get away from this. A couple people have sent me texts about, you know, oh, are you staying in crypto with FTX? Of course I'm staying here. FTX is one company with some knuckleheads who thought it was this great experiment and this great experience, and that it wasn't a company and they weren't holding billions of dollars of other people's money. And guess what? Just like everything else, and maybe Sharona knows the kid's name. It was a kid in Canada, right? Like 18, 19 years old. I'm going to give you the picture. His ads had him sitting in a jet with some headphones on, private jet, flying around. I look at that and say, holy crap, I ain't giving that sucker not $1 of my money because he's using it to pay for the jet. Evidently, a lot of other people said, oh my God, he flies private jets. He must be rich. I should give him all of my money because then I can be rich too. Which makes more sense. The money's got to come from somewhere. We look at the BlockFis and the Celsiuses and we go, oh my goodness, I'm going to put my money there because they're paying 14% interest. Can you really afford to pay 14% interest? And here's the goal, guys. In a bear market and in a bull market. In a bull market, you can pay high interest rates because you're making huge returns. In a bear market, you're losing money, decreasing value. It becomes harder to pay these returns. We have to use our brains. It's still economics. It's still, if a company's going to pay you a return on your money, they must make more money than they're paying you, right? In order for them to pay you 8% a month, they've got to make 10 or 12 or 15% a month because they've got to pay employees, they've got to build assets, they've got to build wealth. They can't pay you $8 a month if they're not making more than that. And this is why there are so many problems in the crypto space. We buy these pie in the sky. Oh my goodness, did you see this one over here? It's paying 1,742% interest. How? Don't you have to create that much wealth off of it in order to legitimately pay it out? Now, the same thing. So here, let's go back to FTX. They had their own token. They held a lot of their own token. They drove up that token price. As that token price went up, their assets went up. They leveraged those assets to then lend money, borrow, do all their friends stuff, right? Same thing with Luna. Look at who Luna lent money to. Oh, that's my buddy Jan. Jan, you need a 200 million? Shit, yeah, dude, I got it right here. Here's the 200 million.
Thanks,
Why
bro.
do you need 150 million? Yes, Rhonda, I'll give you $150 million. Not what's Rhonda going to do with it. Not how Rhonda is going to use those funds. So because of in this space, it is easy to drive up a token price and create book value. But is the book value really there? Is the token based on utility? Is it based on revenue? Now, FTX, a lot of that should have been based on revenue. Why? Trading fees, right? You're trading $1 billion a day. You're making 0.25% on that. You have, $2.5 million a day coming in revenue. What do you do with it? How do you handle it? So there's just a lot of stuff that would make sense in that situation. But when you're giving, and I don't care what political side it was, when you're somebody who gives over the last 2 years $95 million to political campaigns, where's that money coming from? Even if it was his own FTT tokens that he was selling to do it, guess what? He was selling the tokens and draining the liquidity of his holders in order to donate money to political campaigns. Guys, we have to start using common sense. If a project has somebody who's flying a jet, living in a mansion, driving Ferraris, I got my 62 Ferraris out back, and they didn't have that before they started the company, then we need to run in the other direction. We've been being scammed for years, guys, right? How many of those commercials that you saw on YouTube, buy my course, I'll make you rich. And it was a rented home, right? It was a rented, a Ferrari that they borrowed from somebody else, and they acted like it was their car, their house, their this. This is not unique to crypto. It's been around forever. We just keep falling for it because we want this miracle high in the sky, and we want to believe in stuff that nobody with any amount of common sense would ever believe in. I've done it too, right? You're like, oh my goodness, this looks like a good deal. Let me throw $1,000 in it. And I look at it afterward and I go, was I stupid or what? The signs were everywhere that it was a scam. But guess what? I was going to make $100 grand on my $1,000. And man, that would solve some problems, give us some cash flow, and do it. So I'm not immune to it. I don't think any of us are immune to it. That's the reason for the power of a community, guys. A community is supposed to work together. And that's one of the things we're going to work towards doing in 2023 is making it to where we can build some tools and get some stuff where we can have discussions about certain tokens, about founders, about putting news out there. Look, you can ask questions, right? What do you guys think of does anybody know John, right? John, he's this supposedly guru, right? He built 7 companies. He's been successful. All right, let's check and see if John really did that. If John built 7 companies that had tens of thousands of employees, we should be able to post somewhere and say, hey, did anybody ever work for John? Yeah, I did. Was he a jerk or was he a good person to work for, right? We need to really, and I've said this many times, there's 2 things that the scam artists use in order to do that, right? The fear of missing out, and you need to do it right now. Because they want to make it to where you don't have time to do a thorough background check, right? Research. do your own research, right? Because if you ever did your own research, you would probably decide not to get involved. So what does that mean? The first thing to do is, if they're ever saying, oh my God, you're going to miss out and you need to do it now, what is that? What do? Walk away from it. Run. Yes, Marty, run. And guess what? If it was for real and you could have made a fortune, well, you missed that one, right? But I guarantee you there will be more times when that is a loss situation, because anytime something is for real, they're going to give you plenty of notice, plenty of time to get involved, to be a part of it. So it might be, hey, you can get in now for 12, next week it might be 15 or next week 18, especially, and this is the great part about a bear market. The urgency factor goes down dramatically. It gives you time. This is why, even though we're a year into the bear market, if it lasts another year, we're still going to be here. I'll be stressed a little over the next year, right? But it'll give us time to find real people that, today I was on a call, okay? And I asked these guys, I said, what have you done in the last year, marketing-wise? And I said, I don't want any marketing strategies you used before November 5th of last year. You know why? That was in a bull market. In a bull market, you didn't have to be that smart or that good to build something. All you had to do was have the channels to get it in front of the right people, and whatever you did blew up, right? Same thing with NFTs. We've gone through, when we were working on Stardom, people would go, oh my God, my friend Johnny sold $1 billion worth of NFTs. Okay, great. Let's talk to Johnny. Come to find out, Johnny sold them prior to November of last year. What does that mean to now? Johnny can't sell 2 NFTs. Why? Because Johnny did it last year, when anybody who was able to get one, get it in front of the right audience, could blow up and make it happen. Now these NFTs that are coming out, guys, before they had nothing, you need to know nothing. As a matter of fact, the way they're getting people into NFTs right now is giving them away, right? Whole host of problems there, though. I will not take an NFT that somebody's giving away, right? Why? Because where's the resources going to come from for them to build value behind that NFT, right? That would be like if you had a chicken restaurant and they said, all of our food is free. Are you going to go eat there? No. Where are they getting the food? They got to be getting it for free, right? So that means, are they climbing in dumpsters at KFC and digging out the chicken and bringing it back to the restaurant the next day and feeding it to you, right? Things cost money to do. Employees, people that spend time on the project, developers. Do you guys know how expensive blockchain developers are? We have to use this to say projects that, so I love it. And it's not as prevalent today, but it will come back. And that is teams that go, we're not taking any of the tokens and we're not taking any money. We're all here volunteering, working for free. Okay. It doesn't work, guys. How many people here have moved and you had friends tell you they were going to come help you move and they didn't show up? Right? It's so nice when people volunteer, and when they show up and they're there, that's great. The other side of it too is they show up and volunteer and they decide they want to leave. What do? Get in the car and go, right? Oh, sorry, I forgot. JD's having a baby today. I got to go. You're like, but I just saw Janie yesterday. She's not even pregnant. Yeah, no. She's having a baby today. I got to get the heck out of here, right? I like when I'm working with a project, especially if I'm looking at making a profit on it. I want it to enhance my life financially. I want professionally paid people behind the scenes working and driving the project forward. People that if they don't show up on Monday morning can lose their job and don't get paid, right? Is all this stuff making sense to you guys on where, and if it is, put a 1, and if I'm not making any sense and you think I'm crazy, just put in a 2 and leave. Oh my goodness, sometimes I come up with some good ones, don't I? Okay, here, put a 3 in if you guys think I'm funny, right? Because my wife tells me I'm not funny. She says, you know, you're not really that funny. All right, I got a lot of 3s. I'm good. I can keep the act going here, okay? I can keep the show going. All right. So anyway, guys, FTX, it's a shame, but it's not going to be the last one, right? There will be other people that get handed hundreds of millions, billions of dollars. They mismanage it. They hide it behind the curtain, and it crashes and goes from there. What we do need to start doing, though, is start looking for the signs. And I love this. There was an article the other day talking about a few people that were kind of connected with FTX. And they said, well, yeah, you could kind of see it coming, right? Why didn't they tell us, right? Why didn't they dial up, you know, phone a friend on the show, you know, I want to be a millionaire? I mean, really, if you think about it, people in the crypto wanted to be millionaires. So it's like, you know, who wants to be a millionaire? Phone a friend. They should have phoned a friend and said, hey, there's some problems with FTX, but we should have all seen it. Names on stadiums, all this other stuff. I worry about crypto.com. I don't think it's going anywhere yet at this point, but they were doing the same thing. You know, I don't know about you guys, but having, what's his name? What's the actor? Good Will Hunting.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Do I really need a commercial with Matt Damon in it getting paid who knows how many millions of dollars to tell me about crypto.com? Guess what? I got crypto.com without a Matt Damon ad. You know, we all get excited. How many people, and I think it was not this last year, but the year before that was called like Crypto Super Bowl, right? All the commercials were crypto commercials. And it's like $6 million for 30 seconds. I don't know if I want to be involved in companies that are spending that kind of money for 30 seconds in order to just say, hey, we ran a commercial during the Super Bowl. I'd rather have them take those funds and build assets and secure my deposit that I have sitting on their exchange, making sure that my funds, they can cover it when I want to withdraw my funds from that. So if we just start using more common sense, and when we're thinking about this stuff, and guys, I want to make giant returns. I think that in the crypto space, this going to $250, $300 trillion, a community that comes together for a common purpose and looks at this right over the next 3 to 5 years, we can have lots of people with digital assets that will set them completely free. They'll spend money when they want to. They'll donate it when they want to. They'll buy the home that they want. They'll drive the cars that they want. They'll be able to help family members. They'll be able to give to charity in an amazing way. But it'll be their digital assets that they've earned because they believed in the long term of the project they've gotten involved with. They didn't get in thinking, well, I'm going to go pull that handle or push that button and I'm going to hit the jackpot and run out the door. And that's the part that we have to adjust. And I know I beat this like a dead horse, and I have over since we started this. We've talked about supporting projects, getting behind them, and I believe we have one of the best communities for doing that. So there, I'm going to stop talking. Stardom chant. Yes, we're going to talk real quick, guys. We're going to give you guys some updates on Stardom. We're going to give you guys some updates on the NFTs. So let me start with the updates on Stardom real quick. The NFTs are for sale still, and they'll continue to be on sale as we move towards the utility side of things. So a few people have given us the advice that, oh, if the NFTs sit there, you know, and they don't sell out, you should just, you know, burn them all or just, you know, go ahead and mint them all and then just hang on to them in that way. I disagree with that because the NFT is about utility. What we need to do is keep them up for sale for right now, continue to promote. In the next month or 2 months, so the first film is already funded. It will go into production Right now, script is getting written. I think they have a great idea, a great concept for that script. The script is going to be written. Once the script is written, then all the parts will be set up. And we'll be able to say, okay, in this first film, 20 speaking roles, okay, that we get to utilize for the NFT users. Okay, the film is going to be filmed here, you know, maybe Italy or something like that. And then we'll put it out there saying, okay, 20 people will be able to come on set in the first week of filming, 20 in the second week, and maybe 20 in the third if it's a 2 or 3 week shoot, whatever the time frame is. We'll know those details. And then we will put it up on there. Anybody who has those NFTs will be able to then go, I would like to go. I would like to be there. Here's the dates. Here's the place. Here's the time. If you're paying your own airfare, whatever it is, you'll know the details of it so you can make the decision. Then you will put in, if you want to, if there's 18 people that have it that want to go and there's 20 spots, everybody gets a spot. Everybody gets to use that NFT to go there. Now, the great part about this is this. Let's say I won a ticket, like a contest to be on the set. As soon as I use that contest ticket, right, that reward, it's gone. This is the beauty of NFTs. It's the beauty of the utility. It's the beauty of the power of community. I use my Star Babies NFT to go be on set. Guess what? It still has a value to it. Why? Because it still gives me access to all the other benefits that are there. And here's the beauty of it. 4 years from now, 5 years from now, we're making 50 films a year, okay? One every week. And 10 positions are available in each of those for speaking roles or be on set. That's 500 people a year. We start adding additional, what do you call it? Attributes, that's the word I'm looking for, attributes to now getting on a film. So one NFT might be 2 times on a set, 3 times in a film, right? And I'm not exaggerating here, guys. You may have 8 or 10 different over the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years. There might be 8 or 10 times that NFT can be used for something special to be able to be in it. This is not like just being in something and it's over with. It's a community. It continues to create value as long as Stardom is producing films and doing it. There'll always be more utility put in there and on top of that, and it can continue to grow. So why do we have to sell them out right this minute? We'd love to. Tomorrow, if everybody bought them all, I'd be freaking excited as heck, right? But if they don't, we're going to continue to move the project forward. At some point, an event happens where a lot of people go, holy crap, they bought a $300 NFT and they just got to do this. And the NFTs blow off the shelf and they're gone and the secondary market comes into effect. And then now you can then say, okay, great. It cost me 0.3 ETH. Now they're 0.7 or 0.10 or 1 ETH or 2 ETH or 5 or 10 or whatever it is, right? It doesn't have to be tomorrow. We've got to get that out of our minds of buying something for a penny today and selling it for $100 tomorrow. It definitely can't happen for massive numbers of people. It's the economics of it. Do not let it happen, okay? So Stardom is making progress. Jeff just spent about a week in England. There's a whole nother country that now is in talks of opening up. What does that mean? More films, more utility. And this country is close enough for us to get to right from here from the US. So most of you guys are US holders of NFTs. It's not that far away, right? Okay. And I don't think you even need a visa to go there. Okay. So we're good. All right. So that's the progress that's being made there. We're going to give you guys every single week updates on Stardom. So you can see we're building the technology for Stardom right now. Their back office, their backside of things, a project that we picked up. They said, man, you guys kick butt with the NFTs. You guys are the ones that created all the value there. We want you guys to do all of our software stuff moving forward. And so the team will be working on that. And of course, there'll be benefits and rewards that will come with that. Some of that will go to the team members. Some of that will go to the projects. and some of that will do other things, right? So as we move this thing forward, know that you have a group of superstars. No, not me. I'm just here. They just, they just said, hey, you wear those glasses well, you be the one to speak tonight and carry that torch. These guys are the geniuses that are doing the everyday stuff. I just say, hey, we need to do this, and then they do it, right? And I wake up in the morning and it's done, and it's fantastic. That's why Nexus looks so good, guys, is because of the actions that these guys take every single day in getting stuff done and making it happen. And again, it's not me saying it. I hear this all the time. No, we want to work with you guys. Why? Well, because you guys get stuff done. You guys make stuff happen. Now, have they piled, we're at the point where we've proven ourselves now. And now the next phase is massive amounts of both digital and fiat currency pouring in the door that then we can utilize towards driving value for our community, for the token holders, and moving things forward. I got to tell you this. I'm going to give you an update on this, guys. So insights, DeFi trader. Okay. I've looked at a couple tests over the last month or two, and it's, all right. So today, and we're very close to having that done. I'm grateful for that. I'm not going to give a date or time frame on launch or any of that stuff, but it's very close. I just looked at a grid and trading with NSI. And I got to say that it's extremely exciting. Let's just put it that way. Okay. On its performance here just in the last 8 days. So it was an actual trading test of the software, 8 days. And I think a lot of people, if they had what happened there happen over 8 days, would be pretty freaking excited to be able to say, wow, that was my last 8 days. That's pretty good, right? So it's been a long time. It's been worth the wait. It is coming close. It will. And Brenda, ready to get to trade? Yeah, insights. Yeah, we are too. But again, we want to make sure it's right. That when it is trading, when it is doing what it's doing, that it cannot just do it for 1 or 2 or 5 people, but it can do it for the numbers that are there. It can do it consistently on an ongoing basis, and it can continue to deliver value to the end users of it. And so that's where we're getting close to. So I would say by the end of the year, at the latest, NSI will be fully functioning and launched. I believe that it has the potential to be a runaway hit because of its performance, right? Not just because it's got a cool name or cool look or any of that stuff. Because when people see the performance on a weekly basis, they're going to want to share it with other people, and other people are going to want to get involved with it and be a part of it. I looked at a project today. They've raised $6 million so far, almost 7. They've been around for about a half a year. They will be launching their auto trading bot in second quarter 2024. I want you guys to kind of, they're launching a dashboard first quarter next year, but it's going to take an additional year longer for them to launch an auto trading bot. We already have one built, and it's about to show its pretty little face and its pretty little results. And it's going to be fantastic when it does. And again, I think the end of the year is the furthest out. I've stopped using 2 weeks. I'm not going to never 2 weeks, right? Because 2 weeks seems like 2 weeks never come. I think it's that 2 week trap. If you say 2 weeks, it ain't going to happen, right? If you say 21 days, maybe it'll happen. 14 days, I don't know. We'll have to try that one. But if you use the word 2 weeks, anybody else notice that in life? If you put 2 weeks on anything, it never happens. It never comes true. I'm going to write that kind of like the Midas touch or, Murphy's Law, right? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. We're going to create this new 2-week phenomena on that side. All right, we got a couple questions, and then Dawn's going to give you an update on the NFTs. Okay, could we ask our partners to promote Nexus as we have promoted them? So of course, Otherverse has us on their front page. As they start doing stuff, they will promote it. MMAC did a great job of promoting Star Babies for us. They have promoted it. We are supposed to be, doing an AMA with Reveal. And of course, Stardom, we're all over that, right? So here's the good thing, guys. And it's the beauty of it. So we're building a presentation for somebody, right? And we said, oh, we need an NFT. We were going to put Beeple's NFT in there, right? Or one of the apes. We said, wait a minute, why? Let's put Crypto Gods in there, right? So as we're building this technology, we are beginning to build us into all the stuff that we're doing. And with one of our new partners, which we'll be announcing it here in the next few weeks, or maybe January of next year, right? We'll announce it because we'll already be into our partnership. Really starts in about a week, but we may be really ingrained before we get it out there. But we'll be all over that. Matter of fact, there's a good chance that they'll be offering some of our products and services out to their audience, okay? Because of the position we've put in and what we're doing there. So I agree. We do need to get them to promote us more, and we are working on that. Muon did do a press release on us, but we're working on some other stuff, and hopefully we'll be able to get them to promote that more. They're in the process of trying to get their token out there. I know that's taken up a lot of their time. Maybe it could be great to promote Safufied as a safe for crypto tokens with all these liquidations and losses in exchanges. Yeah. So that is a great question, a great suggestion. Part of the issue, guys, is with the safe, and we've got a project that for probably, I would say, first quarter, second quarter next year, that's going to blow Safufied up and turn it into a juggernaut, project. Part of the problem with the safes is that we're on the Binance Smart Chain, and a lot of the tokens on the Binance Smart Chain have taxes on them. And the only way to do a tax-free transfer is for us to build an application, which you'll see in the safes, right? There's one for TruBadger, there's one for Safufied, there's one for Insights, there's one for our friends at Wolf, right? So we have to, those cost about $2,000 to build that application. And we thought with a growing Nexus community, I'm going to tell you exactly the way it is, that we would end up with tens of thousands of people using our safes. We could go to projects and say, hey, we have an audience of 10,000 people. If you pay $3,000, we'll build this app that'll and will be a safe place for you to go. The problem is we've never gotten to have that many people use our safes. And then, of course, the bear market came in, which has prevented anybody from getting anywhere, really, right? It's just it's the lay of the land. So first quarter or second quarter of next year, as soon as we get a few more things in place, we're going to build something which was the original idea of Safufied to be a part of that. And we'll be hopefully launching it, I would say, second quarter of next year, but maybe the end of the first quarter. And that will bring the people. Once the people are there, then we become an avenue for exposure to the projects. So a project comes to us and says, hey, I want you to build the widget for us. And that widget, by the way, doesn't only need to be for the tax-free. It could be a widget that allows for you to keep it in your Safufied wallet, but yet still stake it, right? There's multiple types of widgets to where you can still use. Let's say somebody has an application of you staking 1,000 tokens to use their service. We can build a widget that would show that that's still in the wallet, and you can hold them yourself, so you don't have to worry as much about somebody running off or disappearing. So there's a lot of other applications to it at this point. But here's the thing. Community is the one thing that we need utilization of the product in order to take it to that next level. So anyway, we're working on that. We're going to make that happen. A Catapult by mid next year will be a fully decentralized IDO platform It's going to be very cool the way we're setting it up. Anonymous people that will okay whether a project can go on there and not go on there by a whole panel of people that don't know each other and they have feedback. There's all kinds of stuff we're going to do there. So Catapult, Safufied by, you know, mid to third quarter of next year are just going to be absolutely kicking butt. Right now, Insights is doing extremely well. TruBadger as a consulting business, guys, we're kicking butt. People want us to work on their projects. They want us to be part of it. So we're building digital resources that will be utilized, technology that will be utilized. I was just talking to somebody today, told me that one of the projects out there, they built some technology and they sold it for $80 million, right? Just here recently, like for 80 million bucks cash. That gives you a lot of resources to do. A lot of the technology that we're building, I believe, can have that kind of power and beyond that with it. So everything that we build, guys, is pretty much custom, right? Insights is a completely custom trading bot system that was built off of the base of Digibot, which was 100% from the ground, built from scratch. There's nobody that has a tool that's even close to it in how it manages, how it does stuff. So we're building assets. We're building things that create real world value, but they don't get built overnight. And it's not like going to the casino and putting a couple quarters in and pulling the handle and jackpot and run out the door. Okay. Because here's the problem. How many of you guys actually run out the door when you hit the jackpot? No. Okay. I'm going to throw my brother under the bus. Okay. My brother has gotten into some tokens, especially during the boom time, where he put $500 in and he turned into $80,000, right? But guess what? He would then proceed to get in 90 other projects that he would lose a BNB on, a half a BNB, 2 BNB. So his $80,000 that he cashed out of this one, he'd lose 65 of it, right? Before he finally found another one that would finally do something. And then that was during a bull market. Then guess what happens? A bear market comes along and it all evaporates and you end up nowhere. This is not just my brother. This is done day in and day out. You guys saw the commercial that I was one of the tax companies did this last tax season, right? It's like the guy's like, I'm a millionaire, I'm broke. You know what I mean? It's like, I quit my job. Oh no, wait, I need my job because of that's what the thought process of what it is, right? It's up today. I made $1 gazillion. It's down again. That's why really in this space, guys, look at a minimum of 12 months in a project and probably more like 3 to 5 years. Those are going to be the sweet spots for people to build wealth. And that doesn't mean that a token, you get into it, it goes to $8, $9, you pull some off the table, hold it in stable coin, and then maybe get into something else or, you know, leverage that in there. What it doesn't mean is this, though. Day one, it hits, you know, a $30 million market cap and you're selling out all of your tokens and then running off and doing that, right? That's not supporting a project. That's harming and draining a project. And look, if that's you, I'm okay with it. Just go, please do it somewhere else besides Nexus Ecosystem, right? But you have to make your determination on who you are. I really want to help people succeed. And I really want decentralized to become the majority player in the field, right? Decentralized, centralized. I want blockchain, metaverse, Web 3.0 to be successful. Why? Because I believe that brings way more value to you, to me, to society than the current system does. So I'm about fixing the system that's in place and replacing with a better system. I'm about helping people succeed and giving them the best chance possible. And I do want to get wealthy, right? And that basically is that model that we've been talking about. So Dawn, I'm going to turn it over to you. If you can update people on the NFTs and what's going on there, that would be fantastic. And I believe you have a few other things to talk about too. And then we have one more question that I'll read off here from there. Okay.
Perfect. Is Rhonda around?
I don't know.
Yes, I
Yeah.
am. Yes, of
Oh,
course
yeah,
I am. Of course
Do
I
you
am.
want to show something?
Oh, we're starting there, are we?
Yeah, we're starting
All
there.
right, we're starting there.
So we're going to talk about crypto gods first. It's been kind of a gap of time that we've been doing crypto gods. There's a lot that's happened in between. But anyway, it's all been good. So we actually are opening up TruBadger today. It is on Catapult, ready for purchase, $200. Again, just like every other crypto gods NFT that we do. So that's ready. It's live. It's been tested. You can jump in Catapult. You can go ahead and reserve yours. BNB, of course. And we will just leave that open for right now an indefinite period of time, maybe a month or so. ADA, on the other hand, we had opened up ADA a while ago. We are actually going to close ADA's opportunity on Thursday at midnight. So this Thursday midnight, we're going to close ADA, and we are going to reveal ADA. It's right here on the left, bottom left. We're going to reveal ADA on December 3rd. I know we talked about last Saturday of November team, but I realize that's still Thanksgiving weekend and people are probably traveling. So we're not going to do that. We're going to wait till Thanksgiving's completely done. And on December 3rd, we're going to do the reveal for ADA. So we're very excited about that. We are on the last one, which is TruBadger. It's very, very exciting. We love the TruBadger one. It's very fun. And I want to show you, if you're done showing that, I'll show a little sneak peek of what you might see in the reveal for ADA. So let's get to that real quick. Did everybody see my screen? Yes? Okay,
Yes.
Perfect. Now there's no sound or anything, so just don't think there's sound and I'm not playing it. So here we go. That's just one.
Wow.
There are 150 different
wow.
light, motion, movement, everything. It's beautiful. We're so excited.
Do it again. Do it again. Yeah.
I'm going to do it a lot because I love it so much. I love
So
the
cool.
light. I love the tokens. I love everything. I love the world, the little kid holding the world. It's so fun. So anyway, this is just an example of the light and motion that you may get at reveal. Again, there's 150 of these to give away. So we're very excited about it. So that'll be December 3rd.
I have yet still, even after how long have we had Crypto Gods, out as a project, seen any NFTs with this kind of movement?
No.
And nothing.
I look a lot. There's nothing like it. Nothing. There's some with some lights. There's some with some motion, but not surrounding the stories that we have created. Nothing like, just promoting and kind of honoring these forefathers of crypto. Like there's nothing out there like it. So we're just very honored to have that opportunity to create something like this. And we're really, really hoping that some of these founders may get the hint and see what we've done to honor them and jump on board. That would be so amazing. But we'll see.
I mean, Crypto Gods it's not even a year since we launched them, guys. Again, how long did it take for something like Crypto Punks and for some of these other ones that did not launch during a bull market? They launched during a bear market. The bull market came and wow, everybody went, wow, this is really cool. And we'll be, once we're done with this and then finish things out, then we'll be doing the giveaways for the Bitcoin one.
Yes.
And once that's done, then we're going to go ahead and form the DAO. And then at that point, we'll start looking at where we allocate some resources that we're building now in the background. And then the utility side, not just the fancy, the art and because these are fantastic to look at. They're amazing, but there's a whole utility piece that'll be rolled out, probably closer to the next bull market, because that's when the resources will be there to then really move things forward and make things happen. Kathleen is asking, what is the payment in?
BNB.
BNB.
BNB. Carolyn is fully equipped and ready to help anyone swap tokens to get BNB. If you have it, in Kraken or wherever else, and you need to get it in BNB, she will fully help you with that from beginning to end. So just reach out to her in the Zoom room. So BNB, again, we're going to keep it open for a little while. So there's no rush. There is a rush on ADA, though. We do need to close that out. We need to get the list over to Reza so that we can actually do that reveal, and he can distribute those to everyone. So
and that's Thursday night at midnight?
Thursday midnight Pacific. Yes.
Perfect.
I'm going to close that up. The next thing we wanted to tell you was the Vegas NFTs. Of course, Peter already announced we're going to give you a special Christmas one this year, just to thank you and thanks for your patience and all of that. The reason we haven't given you those 5 NFTs from Vegas and the Christmas one is when Reza kind of introduced us to Utopia 42, which is another metaverse that we're working on, and we're going to have just really, really cool things there for you guys to do. He wanted to do something special for all of you. Reza loves you guys. He works really hard for all of you. I know you don't see that, but Peter and I see that daily, and he really cares. And I mean, for him to be a blockchain developer of his stature and what he's worked on, and he really, really likes this community. He likes everything that we're doing. He likes the projects that we bring to him. So he came up with the idea and said, I want to do something really special for this community. And because we're having our own metaverse now in Utopia 42, and it's a big Muon deal and all that, he said, I want to put all of these NFTs, because what we created, what Rhonda did in artwork and everything else, they're just static. I know she's shown you the pictures before. It's just a static picture. So he said, no, I want to take that and I want to make it 3D, and I want to put that in a metaverse in their own museum, Nexus's museum. And he wanted to do that. So we are definitely going to let him do that. It is going to take a little bit of time. I think within about 60 days, that's my target. We will have Utopia built out, at least having a welcome center and our museum, and we'll have those NFTs there, and you guys can go in and play and all that. What we're going to do first, though, the reason I say 60 days is because we need to get you guys into Utopia 42. So Jan and I are going to work on a really good training video as well as document. And we're going to help you guys get your token minted for Utopia 42. It's around $5 or $6. It's really not much at all. You'll do that first. And then with that, you'll get an avatar that you get to custom create. You get to dress it up or, choose whatever you want for your good. Thank you, Drew. Drew's already a citizen of Utopia 42. That's amazing. But the second step of that, if you have already jumped into Utopia 42 and you've minted that token, that's fantastic. But there's one more step. So Reza has decided that the first 1,000, and this all came from him, guys. This is not anything we asked for. This is what he offered to do for all of us, that the first 1,000 actually verified members of Utopia 42. So verified community members that we bring into Utopia 42, the first verified ones, he's going to give special tokens to from Utopia 42. And there will be a special payout down the road. So it's very, very exciting. And he's doing that for us as a gift. So we want to get all of the people we can into Utopia 42 and get that first 1,000. And hopefully that's all of our community and the MMAC community, because they want to reserve that for us. So we're going to jump in.
Dawn, to position themselves, it's less than $10, right?
Right, $5 or
Okay.
$6. Yeah.
To position yourself to go through Utopia 42, sign up and get that, and then go through Bright ID.
Yes.
It's a few bucks between those two things right there.
Yep.
And that's going to set you up. By the way, that is going to be the acting DAO members that are going to get to make decisions on the direction of the whole ecosystem. Imagine having this community be the one that has the driving decision making in that entire project, because we stepped up and filled up those 1,000 spots there. So
Yeah.
it's very exciting.
It is very exciting, and it's an honor for us to be the first ones in Utopia 42. We are the first project that's in. MMAC is coming right alongside us. They're going to be part of it as well. They're going to have their own little world off of ours. So we're going to have this huge world, and with branches to all of our projects. So the African project we were telling you about some time ago, Green Citizen, Star Babies, MMAC is going to be there. Everybody's going to be with us, but they'll also have their own portal, if you will, and you can go into their world, and we're going to build it out amazingly. It's going to be so fun, but you guys got to get in. So Jan and I are going to work on some good training. Go ahead, Peter. Sorry.
I'm just looking at it going, you get to be in a community with Lovejoy, Philip,
Yeah, right.
Jan, Lauren, Brenda, Dawn, Rhonda. I mean, check out the cool people, right? Drew. I mean, this is like Coolsville all day long, right? You get to be a part of it, hang out with it. And again, it's less than $10 to be a part of it. So make sure you prioritize, guys. As soon as we get the video made,
yes,
like everything else in the blockchain space, there's some particulars you need to do in certain orders.
Yeah.
We're going to systemize that and then get it trained. As soon as it is, you guys can get in there and get yourself set up. You might want to get some friends and family too to get themselves set up, and make sure that we have those 1,000 spots as this thing begins to develop and blow up. Go ahead.
We will definitely do that. No, and we can probably do a Zoom, Jan, to, once we have the training, we can maybe go through the training live in a Zoom and just bring everybody in all together. And the only little kind of step that you have to do that we can't really help with is you have to actually meet with the Bright ID team. So we're going to walk you through that whole process. It takes like 5 minutes. They just want to be very careful about verification, and they want to verify you in person on a Zoom. So we think that's a beautiful thing that's not really found in crypto. As you know, anybody can go anywhere and do anything. So they're very serious about it, and Utopia 42 is very serious about it, and security and safety and all those things that Reza brings to the table for all of the stuff we do. So we're going to walk you through all that. We will walk you through creating your avatar if you don't really know what to do there. There are about 100 citizens already in, so congratulations. Most of them are our community and the MMAC folks. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much for jumping in and doing that, even though you don't really even know what to do yet. And you might just be in and have minted your token, and now you're just waiting. So congratulations, and we will guide you and we will get you all set up. You'll get to go into a default verse. They call them verses. And you'll get to go into a default verse and play around. You'll see the MMAC museum, and you can tour that. And then as we build our main verse, you'll be able to venture off into that and look around, and we'll show you all kind of things to do. We're going to have lots of fun activities and games I'm not going to go into and spill the beans yet, but we're going to have a lot of fun. So that's that, Utopia 42 and the 5 NFTs from Vegas. They are coming, I promise you. Reza just wanted to do something so special, so we're going to let him do that. So about 60 days from now, you should see that. Let's see. There was those NFTs, the Crypto Gods. That's all I can think of. Is that it? That was on the list?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've got an update there. We've got one more question that I will read right here. So this is from Bill Ames. Did you guys check out Pi community? So I'm going to start with, I do have Pi on my phone. It's been there for quite some time. Will it ever have any value? I don't know. Okay. It's been 4 years now since they launched the project. Well, this next year, it's a little over 3 years. It's an interesting concept. They have a large community. They've distributed a lot of their tokens out there in this place. Right now, to me, it's you go into mine and they have you watch a commercial and they're making some revenue off of it. I don't know where they're going as a serious project in being able to offer any utility. If they do, though, then at that point, we'd love to approach the community and say, hey, here's what we're doing and here's what we're working on. Here's one of the issue, guys. There are a lot of chains out there, like App2's just launched, right? There are so many different chains that at some point there'll be a big consolidation, right? There'll be maybe 8, 10, 15 major chains, a dozen, whatever it is, right? Maybe 6 major chains. And then there'll be a whole bunch of fragmented chains that might have specialty use to them to a certain block of that. So in order for us to take Pi seriously, they need to develop and do something more than say, here's an app on your phone, press the button once a day, and you mine some and you build a network by referring other people and moving things forward. So we're keeping a close eye on it. I'd love for it to be a real deal and successfully deliver on a functioning system that can be done on that. One of my concerns are they have a huge community, 20, 30 million people that are out there. That I know myself, I have a lot of tokens, right? So I look at that and go, okay, what's the value proposition there? Can these even be a penny a piece? So can my tokens be worth, a few $100s from mining for the last, 8 year and a half or whatever it's been since we've been doing it, right? Is the value really going to be there for the people that use it? If it's not, then there'll be a lot of disappointed people who thought they were going to get rich off of it. What does that do for the long term of it? There's a lot of dynamics that go into building these things. And part of the problem is with a 3-year build window and then, issuing tokens that entire 3 years to such a large group of people, that may be the detriment of really creating the value that people think. I know some people that have hundreds of thousands of tokens, right? Because they've been doing it for like the whole 3 years. And they built a big network and they referred it to a lot of people and, they're leveraging part of it. I don't know where I locked mine up for the next 4 years. I think that was the maximum that you could do. Because again, I'm a long-term person. So I'm getting the top leverage on my Pi stuff to be able to do that. But again, I don't know if there's real value there or not at this point. I know they're making some progress, but it is slow. So we'll have to see what they deliver on. We can't be the guinea pig and go say, oh yeah, they've got technology, let's go work with them. We kind of need them to show that they're going to get there. And if you look at it, they're not the only ones, right? Ada's been trying to get this thing right from forever now, right? And some people say XRP. There's a lot of projects out there that have a ton of potential that we'll just have to see who wins and what wins. And as we move forward, I'm hoping that our community can really come together and start looking and vetting some of these, and not falsely because you have a big bag of them, but start looking and saying, what are the ones we started to use? Imagine if you had a network of people, 10, 20, 30, 50,000 people. And when Amazon first came out and you go, oh, you're going to sell books online. Great. The biggest bookseller in the world is Barnes & Noble. They sell, 200 million a year. No big freaking deal. Right. And then if you had a network of many people that honestly came on and said, you know what, I just bought books on Amazon and I love the experience. Oh, and then somebody else comes on and says, hey, you know what, I bought more than books. I bought, some, new underwear on there and I love the experience. And, oh, by the way, they got it to me faster than anybody else and cheaper. And we can start to put that puzzle together and go, hey, Amazon's going to, because of their service, because of the utility they're delivering, not just the idea of Amazon, but the actual functionality of it and the value that people were getting from it, right? The early users that said, oh my God, this is the most incredible company in the world. I'm going to have packages delivered to my house 14 times a day, right? That's all I'm going to do 90% of my shopping on Amazon at some point. We could have got that picture, and that would be one that you would know that you'd say, hey, let's get behind that company and let's help drive it so we can get there. That is something that I believe in Otherverse, but you guys will let us know as we use these things. And that is one of the things now that we're moving more towards partnership. So we're formalizing a partnership with Selfless, guys, right? They got all kinds of great stuff going there. We talked about it. Some people got their NFTs when it came out, but now they're ready to go. They've brought on several big influencers. One of them is named, one of the top people in crypto. These are people that they've already come on board to be a part of it. They're working with another group of people that is working on another project that we're working on, right? That kind of all ties it together. So that's another project that we're working on there. And it's because we believe that the elements are there. We didn't just meet them in a week and then sign up the deal. We've been dealing with Robert and them, looking at what they're doing, seeing whether they're sticking with it and putting in the time and building from there. And now we're ready to move forward on that project and get that going. So it's exciting to be in this place. And again, I started this with, we're still in a bear market. It's still going. At some point, it will turn back into a bull market. And at that time, whether that's 3 months from now, a year from now, a year and a half from now, I believe all of us on here, especially the ones that want to build massive digital wealth, we want to stay engaged and get involved in as many great projects that are going to be able to last that through that time period, deliver real utility. And then that's the magic pathway right there, right? Not finding the next Dogecoin or, meme coin or whatever it is, finding real projects, real people behind them, and real utility. So thanks for joining us tonight. Anybody else want to say anything before we call it an evening?
Thank you.
Good. Thank you guys for sticking with us, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget, ADA comes down off a Catapult Swap tomorrow night at midnight. Go and get your TruBadger.
Thursday night.
Thursday. Isn't it tomorrow?
No.
It's Tuesday.
Wishing your life away.
Rhonda's already worked. Rhonda's already put in enough hours for this week for it to be Wednesday. It is Tuesday.
Nah, not me. That was Corey and Dawn.
That's not true.
No, you keep talking
did.
about pie, and all I'm thinking about now is pumpkin pie and things.
Ooh.
So I just started.
Blueberry, pumpkin,
Yeah.
apple, crumble on top of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. We're back at noon Pacific on next Tuesday for another AMA, and we'll have more exciting